Okay, this is the Krebs cycle.
So form-fit function in the mitochondria for the reason that the inner membrane, called the cristae, is folded to expand its surface area. The reason that is important because the more surface area the cristae has, the more reactions can take place. And when more reactions happen, more ATP can be produced.
Okay, so the Krebs cycle takes place in the mitochondria. First, we have the pre-Krebs cycle, which is known as the shuttle step. This occurs while crossing the mitochondrial membranes from the surrounding cytoplasm. Then the Krebs cycle itself occurs in the mitochondrial matrix.
So let's talk about how the Krebs cycle and the shuttle step begin. So from glycolysis, which is the step prior to the pre-Krebs cycle and Krebs cycle, 2 pyruvate molecules are released, and then are the products of glycolysis which go into the Krebs cycle.
And so the next stage, we have an NAD plus and a coenzyme A that are joined into the cycle. And this creates a 2-carbon coenzyme A molecule. This molecule combines with oxaloacetate and an H2O to produce a 6-carbon molecule as the coenzyme A is then released.
This 6-carbon molecule then goes on and has NAD plus added to it, and then NADH and CO2 are released.
So now we have a 5-carbon molecule where NAD plus is entered into the cycle and NADH is released. We have an H2O that comes in to release a CO2, and then ADP enters in, and this produces an ATP. This is known as substrate phosphorylation.
Substrate level phosphorylation.
Yes. And that is the synthesis of an ATP molecule.
We then have this 4-carbon molecule which has FADH added to it and We then have this 4-carbon molecule that has FAD added to it and FADH2 released. The 4-carbon molecule continues on to have H2O added to it, and then NAD plus added to it, releasing NADH once more. This brings us back to our starting place with oxaloacetate in the 4-carbon molecule.
And this goes through 2 times in order to use up the 2 pyruvate molecules.
And the product would be 2 ATP, which is the key thing we really need.
Yes. And that
oxaloacetate is the reason it is called a cycle, as the oxaloacetate is used again in the next turn around.
Yes, and that is the Krebs cycle.